So, a lot of you guys have asked me, Steed, how can I maximize the power and potential of Ultra Instinct? And in this video, I'm going to do my best to show you how to actually get max damage of UI, also being able to go into the form all the time. Problem when it comes to Ultra Instinct, actually for the most part, is the fact that Ultra Instinct is just, there's not a really specified way to use it. We are going to go completely all in for the damage with Ultra Instinct, but we're also going to do our best to maintain our stamina and also have the transformation actually be possible to go into. I'm going to be showing you the most effective way to, I guess, utilize the damage and stats of Ultra Instinct the best. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, there are only two Super Souls I think it actually recommends for an Ultra Instinct build if you're going to go specifically for this path, and one of them is, damn, I'm going to have to go all out. I think the Super Soul is pretty good because obviously you get a tremendous damage buff, like a 30% damage buff after just like I think 1 minute of gameplay. And with Ultra Instinct, it's not one of those transformations that you're going to be able to go into pretty early on in a fight. A good example is, you know, stuff like, you know, Super Saiyan, Super Vegeta, Potential Unleashed, Super Saiyan Blue, Blue Evolved, God, etc., right? Ultra Instinct is going to be one of those things that probably happens later on in a fight. So the minute-long timer kind of doesn't matter because by the time you can realistically pull off Ultra Instinct, at least like 30 seconds has passed. So also I must add, if you're going to use Ultra Instinct with this, you should probably put on like a Super Armor pose because this Super Soul is just great. It gives you a disgusting damage boost, disgusting speed boost. All of that stacks with Ultra Instinct so well, but there's no safe way to actually go into the form itself. Since having Armor on lets you just freely transform with the counteractive, it's the best thing you can do. So, damn, I'm gonna have to go all out. It's a pretty good Super Soul for one, because, again, massive damage increase, right? But I think the most important thing to show off is, naturally, the actual damage of this. So, the counter itself, the initial transformation counter, actually always does do less damage than the real counter. Just keep that in mind. And when I do the real counter, again, I have max basic attack male Saiyan, max basic attack stats, max basic attack QQ bang. It nearly does half a health bar, which I think is obviously good because, you know, 1 bar of stamina for a counter that they cannot escape. I mean, they could use their evasive if they want to, but imagine using 2 bars of stamina to escape 1 bar of stamina. Who's going to win in the long run if you keep doing that? I think this is good because it just does a good amount of damage, but when we finally have the Super Soul active, this damage actually shoots up a bunch. So I'm going to give it a bit. Oh, we also have Shadow Crush Run for moves like Kamehameha. We don't have to worry about that yet, though. Taking a long time for a minute to pass. You know, we'll just let Goku have his fun. This is another reason I love Ultra Instinct so much, man, because even if you don't use the counter, you can punish right away after dodging an attack. It's just so satisfying. But yeah, with the Super Soul on, Goku's going to go for a attack I can dodge here, and our damage is going to go from 4,400 to 5,700, which is obviously a massive jump in damage, especially when you can physically see how much of his health bar disappears. I do want to show that. The amount of the health bar you can physically see disappear really does put into, like look, think about it. 1 bar of stamina doing that much damage? That's a bit absurd. A little bit crazy. Reminder that you can also, after doing this, actually have enough time to hit Rise to Action before the enemy can recover from the knockback of Ultra Instinct. So if you do want to get your stamina back, you can do half a health bar, pop this, and you know you're good to go, right? And now this Super Soul is also great because of the movement speed increase, because when you have a movement speed increase, especially because of the way Xenoverse 2 works online, you can pretty much do this for most of the match, right? If you do this, your enemy won't be able to hit you convincingly with anything like a super attack or a grab because you're too quick, which means they'll have to go for a basic attack. You can tell even offline, the AI is having a really hard time hitting me just doing this. So it doesn't matter if your enemy's going for a super attack or a strike or a grab or some, you know, whatever they think is going to help them. Being able to just do this and then steal half of a health bar, well, more than half of a health bar, if they do somehow trigger your frames, is really good, because keep in mind, you're getting stamina back while you're moving away from them. So I think damn, we're going to have to go all out is very good for a defensive Ultra Instinct playstyle, because of the massive speed boost lets you just do this away from people during the course of a match. And we'll now move on to the second Super Soul, because I think this is going to be definitely more for the Ooga Booga. I need damage more than anything else, and I also need to go Ultra Instinct as soon as possible in a match type build. So without further ado, let's move on to that second Super Soul, shall we? And the other Super Soul I would recommend is, I've cast aside everything for this. Now, the reason why this is obviously such an amazing Super Soul is because of the absolutely gargantuan damage it gives. If you guys didn't know, this is Toppo's Super Soul. It's always done like stupidly high damage, and even if you add it to base Jiren, it gives him stupidly high damage. So I think it's just it's just always been the reliable I needs damage now Super Soul. It gives you a buff that's 5% higher better, then damn, I've got to go all out, but you have it throughout the whole fight. Now, the actual major issue is that on top of taking more damage, just like damn, I have to go all out, this also lowers your ki and stamina recovery, which is just disgusting. Obviously, you get, you know, a bunch of great damage types, but I need to point out that you'll notice the stamina reduction. You will notice it. It's not one of those things where it's like, it's only by M, and I have tons of stamina. It's probably not going to affect. No, you'll notice it, especially when you're doing dodges. You'll notice it. Now, the real saving grace to this, despite everything, is that this is probably the easiest way to get Ultra Instinct in the game. As you guys know, for the most part, if you ever try to just transform into Ultra Instinct, not that the AI will do it, because the AI is kind of dumb, but if you ever try to transform into Ultra Instinct, for the most part, you will just get God Broken, because everyone knows what it does now. No one is, like, that stupid. Only an AI is going to fall for it. But one saving grace that this actually does give you is that you can have a Super Armor Limit Burst with this one. And Super Armor Limit Burst triggers the counter no matter what. And if the enemy tries to grab you, well, it doesn't matter. You have a Super Armor Limit Burst, you'll just try again. I mean, not that anyone can realistically grab you in time by the time they notice this animation happening, you know? They'd have to close the distance and then grab you, and then by that point, the Ultra Instinct dodge frames are completely up, and you're just fine. So this is probably the easiest way to go to Ultra Instinct and also have a colossal damage boost, because this is the highest damage boost in the game. Well, not in the game, but it's the highest permanent damage boost. There are damage boosts in the game that genuinely are like 50% extra damage or double damage, but you know, the conditions to them are way too specific, way too rare. It's kind of dumb. So we are going to go for the 35% damage buff that this Super Soul gives us instead, which means when we do a counter attack, it does 6,007 damage, which is obviously a lot, you know. That's kind of a lot of damage, especially due to the fact that we could also combine this still with Rise to Action, which lets us get our stamina back after a knockback. Very, very nice. And not to mention also, both Super Souls are just damage buffers in general, but having both of these on means that all of our other skills will also do more damage. So if you see an enemy, like, you know, I don't know, get a Ki Blast ready because, oh, I can't get through his Ultra Instinct by just punching him. Let me see if I can Ki Blast him. You got stuff like Shadow Crusher, Change the Future. You got quick response moves that you can always use, like, you know, Kaioken times 4 Kamehameha, or Saiyan Spirit in case if an enemy's like too close to you or you need some breathing room. You know, we have all of these moves available in the game, and they all do extra damage with this. The main thing, again, is I still have a QQ Bang that maximizes my basic attack to the fullest, because Ultra Instinct is a basic attack transformation. The whole counter attack is a basic attack. None of it is strike or Ki Blast, obviously. So, again, basic attack. It doesn't matter which race you are, by the way, obviously, for these builds. You can be any race. I will say, though, the smaller the better, because the harder you are to hit, the obviously more broken Ultra Instinct will become. So I guess like maybe a small male Saiyan that's max weight, or a female Majin, or a Frieza, if you're willing to take that risk. Friezas at least gain stamina back when they're fighting, which means when Friezas do this counterattack, that 1 bar of stamina that they lose is coming back during that counterattack. Now, I don't have a leveled up Frieza to show you guys this, but that's realistically the case. So Friezas might actually get a lot of mileage out of UI, but their basic attack isn't anywhere near as high as, like, I don't know, a Namekian or a Saiyan's. So I don't know if that would truly be worth it, because the main point is that you do want to do enough damage to terrify your enemy into attacking you less, so you can build up more stamina. But I think that's probably a good place to end it. I do hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed it, obviously, again, please leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe, it greatly supports the channel. And leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next, fellas. I do love you all. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time. Take care and peace.